The phenomena of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica is 100% entirely plausible within a flat plane model. The firmament operates as a crystalline superfluid medium with its reflecting properties resulting from the interplay of atmospheric moisture, pressure, and the phenomena of anti-rotational parabolic mirroring reflections. This effect becomes particularly pronounced within the southern zones all around the perimeter of the Antarctic ice wall, where the projected source light of the sun traverses these zones. As the light reaches the Tropic of Capricorn during the austral summer, distinct anti-rotational patterns emerge across the adjacent zones, resembling a kaleidoscopic effect, allowing all the observers around the ice wall to simultaneously witness the sun rotating around their arc of horizon non-stop continuously. Each zone represents a distinct temporal perspective. For instance, while one zone may correspond to 6 a.m. in the morning, another zone corresponds to 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and another zone is 10 o'clock in the evening, and another zone is 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and there's in-between zones in between. All the while, the sun remains visibly high in the sky concurrently for all of these zones and in-between zones for multiple days simultaneously at the same time for all of those observers. This variance is due to the sun's reflected holographic projective nature at different longitudinal points along each observer's personal arc of horizon. Consequently, the sun's apparent position will shift relative to the observer's location within their respective zone, demonstrating the interplay between time, longitude, and the celestial dome's projection on a flat plane. The definition of anti-arc underpins this phenomenon. The apparent counter-rotation of the luminaries is the basis for the term Antarctica, signifying the anti-rotation of the Arctic's northern rotation. Anti-arc, Antarctica. However, this motion is not literally counter-directional. The luminaries continue their movement in a unified direction. The anti-arc effect is an illusionary perceptual symptom that is influenced by the way that celestial light is presented to the observers in the south by the reflection of the dome. It's the only way that it can manifest this way on a flat plane. Within each of these adjacent zones, magnetic fields generate what can be described as anti-zones. Observers positioned in southern regions, looking in any direction toward these zones, perceive an anti-motion of the luminaries above them, in contrast to the rotational patterns that are visible in the north. So, within these various geographical southern zones, the source light traverses the firmament, inducing anti-rotational motion in those segments that are relative to the observer's position along the outer perimeter of the Antarctic ice wall. Again, these anti-rotations are in contrast to the central rotation, which is a consequence of the firmament's super-reflective crystalline structure that generates this optical effect on the projected sun. The firmament dome's refractive properties will distribute light uniformly across all of the observer's arc of horizon, allowing the sun's presence to be perceived 24 hours a day for multiple days, regardless of its actual geographic location. And this reinforces the concept of the sun as an apparent optical reflection, rather than a tangible physical object where the visibility is actually dictated by the interplay of light, atmospheric conditions, and the superfluid nature of the reflective crystalline firmament. For observers positioned sufficiently south anywhere on the Antarctic ice wall, this intensified anti-rotational dynamic culminates in the phenomena of the geocentric 24-hour circling sun on a flat dielectric inertial plane surface.